Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Today's football news brings two massive stories. Liverpool are reportedly chasing a blockbuster Premier League star, with multiple sources revealing huge updates. And Scholes is absolutely stunned, claiming two Manchester United transfers have ruined both players' careers. Stay tuned as we break down all the details in today's video. Liverpool chances of blockbuster deal for clutch Premier League star revealed as multiple sources share huge update. Liverpool's prospects of signing Antoine Semenyo as a successor to one of their greatest ever players, Mo Salah, has received a significant shot in the arm after details of his exit clause were leaked and the chances of raiding Bournemouth were rated. The 25-year-old Ghana international has emerged as one of the Premier League's best players so far this season, having played a role in 9 goals, 6 scored, 3 assists, in 8 matches so far, a record that currently puts him second only to Erling Haaland. That form has alerted several top suitors to the Bournemouth star's very sizable talents, and Semenyo is already being talked about as a major transfer target for many a top side ahead of the 2026 transfer windows. Last week, it emerged that Liverpool were among the huge admirers of the former Bristol City star, whose skills coach has revealed the player is ready to take his game to the next level and light up the Champions League. Furthermore, the Reds appear to have already landed a sizable advantage over their many rivals for his signature, amid claims the Merseysiders are already in a strong position to sign him. Now hopes of a move to Merseyside have been given a significant double lift after two sizable updates came to light. Firstly, TalkSport journalist Alex Crook has revealed that Semenyo does have an exit clause in the new contract he signed at the Vitality Stadium this summer. And while the Cherries are doing their best to keep details of the clause under wraps, they are understood to value the player in at least the £75 million, €86 million, $100 million bracket. In addition, football finance expert Stefan Borson has also explained why a deal of that size for Semenyo, branded a clutch player by Fraser Fletcher, who has also assessed the chances of him leaving in January, would be difficult for Bournemouth to turn down. I think it's clear that Semenyo is going to be one of the targets for the summer that everybody's going to be interested in, Borson told Football Insider. I think £75 million feels like the absolutely achievable level for a player that's got the demand that he's got and the quality that he seems to be demonstrating week in, week out. Semenyo's exit chances rated by sources. We understand that the Cherries will do their utmost to fend off any offers for Semenyo mid-season and would be confident of doing so, with Andoni Iraola's side pushing to secure a first-ever season of European football for the club. And depending on the conditions of that exit clause, they could look to drive up his asking price to nearer the £100 million mark, depending on the clamour for his signing and how the 30-times capped Ghana international performs over the remainder of the season. High demand will most certainly equal a high price, not that the Cherries are looking to cash in on their clutch star. Team Talk understands that Semenyo's ability to play off either flank, cut in and score goals means he is emerging as their number one target to replace Salah at Anfield, with their scouts having made regular checks on his progress in recent weeks. And according to Fletcher, Semenyo's ability to drift in from the right and deliver in clutch moments mirrors Salah's game, making him an ideal understudy. Sources suggest Liverpool's recruitment team, led by former Bournemouth chief Hughes, is confident of leveraging past ties to lure the forward to Anfield. However, sources are adamant he will not be sold mid-season, particularly with Bournemouth having ambitions to secure the club a first-ever place in European football next season. With the Cherries under no pressure to sell mid-season, and with manager Andoni Iraola building a project around his star man, a source told Team Talk, Antoine's integral to our vision. We're chasing Europe, and he's not going anywhere easily. Fletcher then explains that Semenyo himself is torn. The former Bristol City gem, who once trialled at Crystal Palace, craves the chance to shine on the biggest stages, be it the Champions League or a Premier League title race. His 13-goal haul across all competitions last season was a prelude to his current dominance, but loyalty to Iraola, who has elevated him to new heights, weighs heavily. As January approaches, whispers of a potential move grow louder, with Semenyo's camp open to exploring options if a top club meets Bournemouth's steep demands. However, a move mid-season is unlikely, though the Reds could very well look to make their move by the time summer 2026 rolls around. That view is also shared by the Cherries' managing director, Tiago Pinto, who insists the club were thrilled when Semenyo committed for one more year during the summer. Antoine has been amazing this season, Pinto told TalkSport. I think he's a lovely player, a lovely boy. For us, it was amazing to feel that he would be happy to stay one more season, even if other clubs were around him. I think he scored 8 or 9 goals this season, so we couldn't be more happy. It's not just on the wing where Liverpool plan to strengthen in 2026, with the Reds now formulating plans to revolutionize in the centre of defence. To that end, Liverpool's recruitment team are casting their net far and wide to land upon at least one new defensive signing in 2026, with a 7-man shortlist drawn up and with sources rating the chances of a January raid for the name at the top of his wishlist, Mark Gahey. Incredibly, one man who Liverpool only recently signed, Alexander Isak, is already being linked with the Anfield exit door amid stunning claims he could replace a legendary frontman at a European giant after just one season at Anfield. Team Talk has explained, though, why such speculation could be treated with a pinch of salt. On the subject of Isak, another problematic night in World Cup qualifiers saw his nation, Sweden, lose 1-0 to Kosovo and leave them on the cusp of elimination. Off the back of that dismal night, the Swedish media has rated Isak's failed display, rating him a concerning 1 out of 5 for his performance. Another salty journalist, meanwhile, could not resist a huge dig at the Reds frontman, blaming him for all manner of things. He wasn't the only Liverpool star to get a media bashing either, with Florian Wirtz also getting a ragged write-up from a series of German publications and with one brutally claiming the £116 million star didn't succeed with anything. Vote who should Liverpool sign to eventually replace Mo Salah? Scholes dumbfounded at 2 Man United transfers that damaged both players. Paul Scholes blasted Manchester United for showing zero common sense with 2 transfers made in the summer, and a pair of examples from the Sir Alex Ferguson era suggest he's right. Scholes is never shy when giving his opinion on the current state of Man United. When speaking on the latest edition of The Good, the Bad and the Football podcast, the United icon voiced his bewilderment at his former side's transfer decisions at the top end of the pitch. The Red Devils spent heavily to bring Benjamin Sesko on board over the summer. That move was made in part due to the realization Rasmus Højlund was not the answer. But rather than take the heat off Højlund by dropping him to the bench and sprinkling him back in when he's refound his groove, Man United loaned the Danaw to Napoli. That left just Joshua Zirkzee to battle with Sesko for starts, and in truth, it's not much of a contest. The Dutchman clearly lacks Ruben Amorim's faith, having not made a single start this season. As such, the full weight and expectation of being Man Utd's only genuine option to lead the line is now on Sesko's shoulders, just as it was on Højlund's over the past 2 seasons. In Scholes' mind, Man United have blundered by letting Højlund go, and the fact his replacement is so young, 22, increases the chances of Sesko caving to the immense pressure too. You look at Rasmus Højlund, 22-year-old kid, came when he was 20 years of age, said Scholes. One centre forward for Manchester United and everything was on him, the pressure was on him and he couldn't handle it. He should be coming in and out of the team. There should be 3 or 4 centre forwards there. This summer, what do? They let him go and they buy another one, very similar, exactly the same. 22 years of age. He started okay, he looks like he's getting better. But where's the common sense in that? 2 periods on Fergie era make Scholes' point. After a difficult first few years, Man United were successful and regularly lifted major trophies throughout the entire Ferguson era. However, there are 2 specific points in time when Fergie's Man United were at their irresistible peak. The first came around the turn of the century when Man United won 3 Premier League titles in a row, 1999 to 2001. Of course, that is also the era United famously won the treble in 1999. It's important to remember Man United played with a 4-4-2 formation back then, meaning the club needed more strikers on the books. Nevertheless, United boasted 4 top-class options in Andy Cole, Dwight Yorke, Teddy Sheringham and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ferguson did not hesitate to rotate his frontmen and play the hot hand. He also made expert use of his strikers when making substitutions mid-match. The second most memorable spell in Fergie's reign came between 2007 to 2009. Across just 2 seasons, Man United won 2 Premier League titles, 2 Community Shields, 1 League Cup, 1 Champions League and 1 Club World Cup. United almost went back-to-back in the UCL, only to fall in the final to arguably the greatest club side ever in Pep Guardiola's Barcelona. Carles Puyol, Gerard Piqué, Sergio Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, Thierry Henry, Lionel Messi, and Samuel Eto'o, at 1. Man United had 3 outstanding options to choose from in the most advanced positions in the 2007-2008 season: Cristiano Ronaldo, Carlos Tevez, and Wayne Rooney. For the 2008-2009 campaign, Dimitar Berbatov was added to the mix without subtracting. Of course, a team playing one up front like Man United do nowadays can't realistically have 4 senior strikers in their ranks. But they can certainly have more options than what Man United have left Ruben Amorim with right now. In other news, a recent poll has named Benjamin Sesko as the worst signing of the summer, though why that reflects poorly on the club and not the player has been revealed. Furthermore, Team Talk have delved deep into the summer business and picked out plenty of obvious candidates who already look worse signings than the Slovenian. Elsewhere, transfer insider Dean Jones has provided the latest on Kobbie Mainoo amid continued speculation he'll leave the club in January.